Welcome to today's news recap, where we bring you the most underreported stories, global developments, and critical updates. Let's dive in. A fishing tale with a nuclear twist. A Norwegian fisherman's routine day took an extraordinary turn when his net snagged a U.S. nuclear-powered submarine. Harold Engen, fishing off Norway's coast, unknowingly hooked the USS Virginia. The submarine, operating near the surface, dragged his nets for over 2 nautical miles before the Norwegian Coast Guard stepped in to cut it loose. The U.S. Navy confirmed the incident, ensuring that no one was injured and promising to compensate Engen for his destroyed equipment. Lieutenant Pearson Hawkins stated the submarine was conducting Arctic security operations, reflecting the U.S.'s strategic interests in the region. An investigation into the cause is ongoing. China's robotic leap and U.S. restrictions. Chinese robotics company Deep Robotics has unveiled a high-speed quadruped robot capable of navigating rugged terrain, climbing steep inclines, and jumping over obstacles. The company aims to use the robot for security, exploration, and rescue operations. This announcement follows the Biden administration's restrictions on U.S. investments in China's advanced tech sectors, including robotics. These measures aim to curb advancements that could bolster China's military capabilities. Meanwhile, China has been actively testing robotic platforms for defense purposes, signaling a growing tech race. Arctic security concerns. The U.S. Coast Guard is facing criticism over its limited icebreaker fleet in the Arctic. Vice Admiral Peter Gauthier testified about increased Chinese and Russian naval activity near Alaska, citing national security concerns. With only 2 icebreakers, one often out of service, the U.S. lags far behind Russia's 40-plus fleet. Congressman John Garamendi highlighted the Coast Guard's inadequate response, criticizing delays in shipbuilding. Gauthier's previous claims that there was no security risk in the Arctic now face scrutiny, as calls for urgent action grow louder. Ethics report sparks debate amid Gaetz nomination. House Speaker Mike Johnson has opposed the release of a House Ethics Committee report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz, now President-elect Trump's pick for Attorney General. The ethics investigation into allegations of misconduct was set to conclude before Gaetz's resignation. Johnson argued against releasing the findings, citing House tradition. However, Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin and others are calling for transparency as the Senate considers Gaetz's nomination. With mixed reactions from both parties, this controversy is far from over. Treaty protest in New Zealand. New Zealand lawmaker Hana Rawhiti Maipi-Clark led a haka chant in Parliament to protest a bill redefining the Treaty of Waitangi. The treaty, signed in 1840, grants Maori specific rights, including land protections and parliamentary representation. Critics of the bill argue it undermines Maori sovereignty and risks escalating racial tensions. Nationwide protests are gaining momentum, with thousands expected to demonstrate in Wellington next week. Maipi-Clark's suspension following the protest highlights the contentious nature of this debate. Ceasefire talks in Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pursuing a ceasefire proposal in Lebanon, reportedly aiming to secure a diplomatic victory for President-elect Trump. The plan includes withdrawing Hezbollah forces and temporarily placing the southern border under Lebanese military control, monitored by Western allies. While the proposal has yet to reach Hezbollah, it faces opposition from Lebanese officials. Israeli representatives are also seeking Russian cooperation to prevent Hezbollah from rearming, making these discussions a critical geopolitical development. Methane fee for oil and gas companies. In a first for the U.S., the Biden administration has introduced a federal fee on excessive methane emissions from oil and gas companies. Starting in 2024, companies will pay $900 per ton, rising to $1,500 by 2026. The rule aims to cut methane emissions significantly, equivalent to removing millions of gas-powered cars from the roads annually. Industry groups are preparing legal challenges, but environmental advocates praise the move as a step toward accountability and climate leadership. That's a wrap on today's biggest stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. See you next time.